Hi, this is Dr. Dave, and in this video we're going to continue working on the dueling lines in Desmos, a technology assignment, and now we're going to do part 2. In part 1, you graphed the equation of a line that corresponded to some letters in your name, and in this assignment you're going to combine your line with the line from one of your teammates and then show those two graphs together and then show how to solve those things algebraically in a discussion board post. So let me show you how to get started on this. First of all, you're going to need to be at Desmos, so desmos.com, and you're going to want to go ahead and click on Start Graphing. Now, if you created yourself an account, you can probably go back to the graph that you had before, and in this case I'm in my account because it says Dave here, and I'm going to go over and click on the hamburger here and go down to Dueling Desmos Part 1 and tell it to open that graph. Here is the line y equals 10x plus 12 that I graphed in Part 1 of this assignment. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add another graph to this just like you did, but now I'm going to pick one that comes from the discussion board from one of my teammates. So in this case I'm going to assume my teammate had the line y equals 11x plus 13. To graph that, I'm going to go ahead and click below here and type in y equals 11x plus 13, and immediately you see that it graphs that line here. Remember, you can always zoom in and zoom out on this if you like to get a better look at it, because sometimes the point of intersection is not on the screen. You can also use the graph settings up here to create a custom window, and you can also click on the graph and move it around. In my case, I can see the point of intersection of these two lines here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and if I hover over this, I can see that it says that the point of intersection appears to be at -1, 2. So that's terrific, but of course this is just an estimation that the computer is making. But I'm going to go ahead and add a label and a point there to this graph. So click below the equation you just put in. I'm going to type parentheses, -1, 2, parentheses, and as soon as I do that, you see there's a point there. If I go ahead and click label, it actually labels that. Now remember, you can change colors on these things, so if I went up here and held my mouse button down here, I could change that to match the color that I had before. So that's basically showing me where the point of intersection is, and I'm going to want to go ahead and grab the embed code or save this to my hard drive like I showed you in Technology Assignment 1 to be able to put this into a discussion board post. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go up to the Share Graph button. I'm going to go ahead and grab an embed code. So click on Embed, go over the text there, right mouse click and say Copy. So now I need to go ahead and go into the discussion board, and remember what you're going to want to do is you're going to reply to the person whose graph that you took in the previous from Technology Assignment 1. So let's go ahead and open up a discussion board. So if I'm on Team 0, I would go into the Team 0 for this, which is Dueling Lines Team 0 or something like that. And although I don't have a teammate here, so I'm just going to reply to this graph right here. And so I'm going to go down and click, scroll a little bit, and now I'm going to put my graph right in here. So to put in the embed code, I need to go to the HTML editor, right mouse click, say paste as plain text, and then go back to the rich content editor, and when I do that, it should show there's my graph right there. So that shows me where the point is, but I also want to show the algebra to solve for this. So I'm going to click to the right of the graph, hit enter, and then type in to find the point of intersection of y equals 10x plus 12 and y equals 11x plus 13, set the two equations equal to each other. And now I need to go ahead and show that step. Since these are very simple equations with no fractions, no powers, or anything like that, we can go ahead and just type this in as text. In later assignments, when we're working with parabolas, we're going to have to take advantage of the equation editor inside of Canvas, which is this little button you see up here. But for now, I'm just going to hit Enter, go down to the next line, and then I'm going to center. So I'm going to align center with that button. And I'm going to type 10x plus 12 space equals 11x plus 13. So to be able to solve this, I'm going to go over to align left, and I'm going to subtract 11x from both sides, and I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So I'm going to type that in here. Subtract 11x from both sides and 12 from both sides to give, now I'm going to hit Enter. I'm going to center this, and when I subtract 11x from both sides, I'm going to get minus x equals 1. Hit Enter, go down to the next line, align left, and now say divide both sides by -1 to give x equals -1. So now we've showed those steps. Now I'd also like to know what the corresponding y value is. So to do that, we need to put x equals -1 into one of these equations. So let's document that. To find the corresponding y value, put x equals -1 into either equation to give, go down to the next line, we'll go ahead and center, and now I'm going to type y equals 10 parentheses -1 to indicate that I'm multiplying, plus 12, and that comes out to equal 2. We'll go down to the next line, align left, and say, so the point of intersection is -1, 2, period. Now that I've gone ahead and done that, I have the graph there, I've documented the steps to solving this for x. Go ahead and post reply, and you should be able to scroll and see all of that information. So what I'll be looking for here is a graph with the point of intersection labeled, the two lines that you're working with, and then the steps to solve that, and then the point of intersection that verifies the point we have up here in the graph. If you do that, you'll get full credit for this assignment.